Hello and welcome to Extra, live from Wet and Wild, and I'm 7 stories high on the speed slide. I'll see you in a couple of seconds. Yeah, we did some crazy things, but that was fun. And rather than being on the water, or rather in the water, let's get on the water. And if you like fishing, you might have your favourite rod or rods. But I'll bet you now you won't have a garage full like Ron Price. Our fishing reporter Gary Howard found an amazing collection, but they never see the water.
Most people like to collect something, and for 63-year-old Boondall resident Ron Price, it's gathering old fishing rods and reels.
Well, the reels on this table here, names unknown, manufacturer, wouldn't know who manufactured them. They've got all cedar spools on, brass backing plate and a brass line guide.
And what sort of age would you put these?
You'd be looking somewhere maybe up to 40, 45 to 50 years old for any of those on that particular table.
It's still good enough to use?
Possibly, yes.
Ron has some 680 reels in his collection, the oldest of which is this mullock, made in Scotland over 110 years ago. Hours of painstaking elbow grease goes into restoring such a reel.
That has been polished now. It was sort of come from the rubbish dump, nearly colour of it was, and that's all been repolished, that brass. Got the ratchet on it, and the spool is on the left-hand side.
While not the oldest reel in Ron's collection, his favourite is one of the first Elvies to be built.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 original Elvies, and this one here, which obviously I haven't done up, I'm sort of going to leave that in its original condition. It was made in the year 1920. Cedar spool, cedar backing plate, brass line guide, and the part across the back there is made of brass also.
Most of Ron's collection consists of sidecar style reels. He does, however, have quite a number of spinning reels, game reels, creels, deep sea outfits, and novelty items.
And of course, with the old reels, there has to be a collection of old rods.
Yes, there's quite a collection of split cane rods there. This particular one comes from England, where they're probably used for trout fishing. And
Traveller.
Over there. And it's got a little case to protect the porcelain runners on it.
And the stick down the middle just holds it all firm and nice and neatly in place. I bet it can tell a few stories.
I bet it could.
With nearly 300 rods in the collection, Ron has everything from early model Greenheart solid timber rods to Rangoon cane and some of the very first solid fiberglass fishing rods. The majority of the rods feature beautiful cedar and silky oak wood butts, with brass reel seats and porcelain runners. And what do you think Ron's going to keep doing with his spare time?
I'll keep on collecting. I'll keep on collecting until I run out of reels or run out of money or something like that. I don't know which will come first.
Ron Price, a man who definitely wouldn't blame his equipment. Well, Gary is at a very full Enoggera Dam, and Gary, you can't catch fish in the dam, can you?
Well, you can, you're just not allowed to. You're not allowed to swim or water ski either.
Well, now, if we were to throw a line in, where would we head?
Well, strangely enough, all that fresh water during the past weeks flushed out the estuaries, and the places to try are the river mouths. Try down the Southport Broadwater, the Seaway, Jumpin' Pen, mouth of Brisbane River, Pine River, and the mouth of the Noosa, Malula and Maroochy River would all be very good spots to try, and brim of the species you want to target, as well as there'll be plenty of mud crabs around as well.
All right, it sounds good. Thanks, mate. We'll see you next week.
Talk to you then.
Now to tonight's winners of our Mother's Day competition, and if you've filled out a form at the Myer Centre in the city, you're in the running for a free trip anywhere in Australia. And tonight's winners are David Marshall of Albany Creek and Naomi Fox of West End. And they need to phone us on 3214 9999 before 7 o'clock tonight to claim their prizes. You're watching Extra's 1000th program, and after the break we look back at the people and the places which have helped make you stay watching us.
In National 9 News, thousands farewell Port Arthur's 2 young victims and their mother. A flood legacy, lungfish floundering in Pine Rivers. The Queen's new portrait draws fire. Kieran Perkins' health tests, and Mark Geyer breaks down after suspension.
And on a current affair,
making the most of a heart attack. From familiar faces who live to tell the tale. Plus our exclusive with the sexiest man on television, ER's George Clooney.
Queensland's leading hour, National 9 News and a current affair, tonight from 6.
First, Roy got laid off. What do? Then Roy got work and I got retrenched. Can't help that. Then the car broke down. Then we get a bank statement with all those fees and charges on our savings. What can you do?
I'll tell you what you can do.
Heritage now has 3 savings accounts that reward you with no fees, no charges. Keep your money at Heritage.
Bye.
Phone 13 14 22.
These hands will carry you through life. They are the hands of a specialist in spinal problems and posture. The hands of a chiropractor. Take the opportunity for a free posture check. Phone 1800 077 007.
Bargain time at Curtin Wonderland. Fabrics, prints and plains normally selling $14 to $20, now clearing at $3, $4, $5 and $6.95 a metre. And save 20% off tracks, valances, curtains, bedspreads and lace packs. Big savings at Curtin Wonderland now.
Well, we're not greengrocers, we're the fresh food people. You can't get fresher than that. Delivered fresh every day. It's the only way. And you can't get fresher than that. Well, Woolworths, the fresh food people, with fresh ideas for you. Well, Woolworths, the fresh food people, and you can't get fresher than that. Australia's Woolworths, the fresh food people.
Harvey Norman introduced the new Hewlett-Packard Pavilion range of multimedia computers. Each model comes with a Pentium processor, CD-ROM, 3D spatializer sound, MPEG full motion video, 28800 fax data modem, telephone answering system, full duplex speakerphone, and over 50 pre-installed software titles valued at $2,100 as a bonus. Our Pavilion prices start at a low $35.99 for the Pentium 100 model. Buy any of our new Hewlett-Packard Pavilion personal computers and we'll give you $150 off your purchase of an HP printer.
Harvey Norman.
Hello and welcome to Extra on the cliffs at Kangaroo Point, and I can't help but say the things we presenters do. This is about 120 feet high, about 40 metres. It's very scary. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm on my way down to the Extra Barbie that's happening down below, and I guess I'm going to do a bit of abseiling right about now.
Well, that's one thing I'm not going to do again. Did you hear the fear in my voice? I didn't know I sounded quite as weird as that. Well, as you know, we're celebrating our 1000th Extra program tonight. And our senior editor, Robert Wilson's been looking back at some of the people and moments who've shared our success. Hello and welcome to Brisbane Extra. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome on the show tonight. Coming up tonight, in tonight's program, a busy program ahead. But first.
Stand up, yeah, to the test of time. It will stand up. It looked like we were through, but in our heart of hearts, we knew the good times we had, we'll have again. All the good times we had, we'll have again and again.
We reveal plans.
But there are ways you can combat the problem.
Council today announced plans for rerouting truck.
What happened with your particular incident in the bus?
Yeah. But because their new home will be so much, oh, they're biting me.
Just some of the people and moments that we've had over 4.5 years, and we've had some good times. Of course, we will be back tomorrow, and our chef Fipsy will be with us again. Until then, from a very happy Extra team, have a good night.
With Bruce Page and Heather Ford, this is National 9 News.
Hundreds mourn the youngest victims of Port Arthur as ministers head for the gun law showdown.
Why Kieran Perkins almost missed the Olympics.
Uproar over the latest portrait of the Queen. Good evening.
Evening.
The strongest possible argument for gun control came today, not in words, but from the grief on the face of Walter Mikak. He was joined by more than 1,000 mourners at the funeral of his family massacred at Port Arthur. He buried his wife Nanette and the gunman's youngest victims, his daughters Alana, aged 6, and Madeline, 3.
To the hall where Walter and Nanette Mikak performed as part of the Austin Hospital's theatre group, a sombre audience came for a tragic final act. The pharmacist and nurse met here and forged a life and family together, Alana and Madeline, who died with their mother when a Sunday picnic was shattered by gunshots. In posing the unanswerable question why, Pastor Alan Anderson made a passionate appeal for uniform gun laws.
To our national leaders we say, do not trade your votes for lives. Hear the cries of those who have died. Listen to the quiet sobs of those who live.
The little girl's 7 cousins lit candles and laid roses on the 3 coffins. Their favourite song echoed in the hall. Among the 1,000 mourners were hospital staff members and survivors of Port Arthur, where Nanette was a tour guide.
She became the life of the party, or should I say, brought her party into everybody's lives.
She was remembered as a person who didn't just live life, but burst through it, taking all with her.
For those of you who have read Peter Pan, you know that if you want to fly, you think happy thoughts. That was Nanette's gift. She made you fly.
As the service ended, a stoic Walter Mikak made